Welcome to the part 3 of clay for clay beginners, and today we're going to talk about glazing and underglazing. And first of all, what you need is a soft brush, a small container, and then you can use many underglazing products, different brands, or so there is things like to know. So underglazing is when you have a color, and usually you use that for the color, but it's when it's kiln, it's not going to be shiny. It's going to be matte. It's just the color that we have. And glazing is when we put on top of the underglaze to make it shine. So now when I kiln my things, I'm gonna paint them with underglaze, but you don't have to kiln. If you want to skip that part, you could paint on the leather hard clay or dried clay. Then you paint it and then put it in the kiln with underglaze and cook it, fire it. And after firing, then you put the glaze in and then do another firing to make sure the glaze is nicely fit and beautiful. So always read instructions. Every glaze and underglaze has a certain specific instructions, especially for the heat. And so mostly for the just for underglaze and firing the clay, you need like something like 950 Celsius to make it kiln's program. But for the glazing, then you need a bit higher temperature, which is from 1010 to 1050. So when you're buying clay, you also need to consider that, thinking in mind that if you glazing, then you need be durable clay that would handle the heat. So yeah, so today I'm glazing my cups inside. They are already fired, so they are durable and strong, so I don't need to worry now of holding it and not breaking, because when they were leather hard, I was not holding on my handle because I was scared of breaking it, which can happen easily. But now it's all strong and ready for me to hold and paint. So when we underglazed it and we're happy with the color, what we need before glazing, I always use wax emulsion that is for clay. So what it does is like protects the clay from sticking to the bottom, and because the glaze, if you touch the glaze, then it's gonna be forever stuck to the kiln, and basically you're not gonna save your piece of work. So I always kind of give myself a protection. So this wax, you just put it the places where is going to be stand and where you don't want the glaze to be running on. So here it is. It dries also quite quickly, so I'm just leaving. So for example, this one is already glazed and you can see it's like shiny, and so I already painted under glaze and then glazed it on top, and then this rim is, you know, I put the wax, and it saved it from not being stick to the kiln, and now it's ready to use. So if I put them together, they have a bell. So now I need to do all the rest of my bells the same, just going around with my wax. Try to be nice and no runny, because everywhere where wax will be, the glaze will not go on it. And you always, then the brush, you need to wash it straight away, because this is like a wax, so it's gonna damage your brush if you leave it, because it has, you know, that substance of wax in it. One thing that I wanted to say, that it's very important to follow all instructions about the glaze and unglazing. Follow all precautions, making sure you are doing it safe for yourself and environment, and also it's also like, you know, you don't, just to make sure that everything is how you want it to look like. So if you're gonna glaze it on a bit higher than usual temperature, then it might start cracking, or, you know, like getting these kind of like, you know, cracks, unless you want it to be like that. But all these are very important for you to know. And always, before using any like underglaze or glaze, always mix it well, like, you know, ready to use, because you know, you might, because by standing or being for long in a shop or something, you know, like it's kind of like lost the always need to be mixed. And the good thing about it, like if you see that it's drying, and you know, for being a long time with you, the good thing is that you can always put the water in and kind of like make it live again, because it's kind of like made out of like powder and water, so that's a good thing about it. So it's long lasting, and that's what is very important. So I almost ready with waxing all the bottom parts. So that's, and the next step will be glazing. So I'm going to show you how I'm doing. Well, I have a quite big bucket of the glaze, big, but it's very, the good thing about it that it's long lasting, because you don't need a lot of glaze, you know, to put on. Hey, so every glaze is different, but it looks green, but it's actually gonna be see-through glossy glaze. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna now mix it to make sure is all nice and ready to use. So this is the cup that I just underglazed it, and I put the wax, as you can see, on top of the bottom part. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put it inside and slowly kind of pouring out. So you can put like that all the way to the bottom. And as you can see, where the wax is kind of like just comes off because it's oily, so all the glaze is kind of like coming out. Just pouring everything out. And after the glaze is dried, you can tell straight away because it becomes all white. And don't get scared because it will be at the end see-through, but that just shows that we put the glaze correct. And as you can see here, I just believed all this wax is safely ready to put in a kiln, and all will be ready in for the beautiful cup to be finished. So as you can see, like all of them are white now and ready for the kiln. So the last step for finishing the clay is to find the kiln, or if you have it in your studio, so use the instructions of your kiln and follow them and basically kiln them and firing, and after that you have a beautiful, hopefully a beautiful piece, because sometimes you never know. Usually flat like this, they are fine, unless the glaze will stuck and make it bad for you, you know, kind of break the piece. But it's more like, you know, like thicker objects like sculptures that might blow up, but mostly all these little things, they are fine as long as the glaze is not touching the bottom. And hopefully you will get amazing clay works ready for you to have at home or for your shop. So if you have any questions, please let me know and I'm happy to answer.